Now to new concerns about the impact of our unprecedented stretch of warm, dry weather. The drought level has intensified to the highest level possible in several regions in BC, including Metro Vancouver. CTV's Michelle Bernaro joins us live from Aldergrove. Michelle, this record-setting dry spell is changing the crops that farmers are harvesting as well.
Yeah, that's right. Changing the mi-jung, and not in a good way. Several parts of the province now at Drought 5 levels. It might be October, but everywhere you look, it's dusty and dry. The most severe conditions, level 5, are in the Lower Mainland, West Vancouver Island, and the Sunshine Coast. For farmers, the drought meaning smaller yields on crops like potatoes.
So yields are definitely off. Lots of small potatoes, but definitely off probably 15 to 20%, I'm thinking.
Even though fields like this one are green, vegetable growers say where they could not irrigate, the growth of the vegetables themselves has mostly stopped. Crops like cabbage and Brussels sprouts.
We have a crop, but it's not growing anymore because of the drought. It's a stunted growth.
Cabbage that should be 7 to 8 pounds, less than half of that. Meanwhile, in dried up streams, images emerging earlier this week of the loss of thousands of fish near Bella Bella. Level 5 drought conditions worrisome on many fronts.
It is in some areas unprecedented, and certainly broadly speaking, is representing a very unusual and extreme event. When we look at the amount of rainfall that we've seen over the last 2 months, through August and September, in many areas it is the driest it's ever been, if not close to that.
In Mission, they have had under 2 millimeters of rain since early July.
It's very concerning that the fire risk is still extremely high. In the last 58 days, we've had 36 days of high fire danger risk, and that's actually trending upward.
And on the Sunshine Coast, even with a system in place to siphon water from lakes, there's only enough water supply until November. Now, in our story, you would have seen those troubling images of the dead fish. I can tell you we heard back from federal fisheries not that long ago, and they told us that it is being reported that 63,000 salmon were killed in that dry riverbed. We're also told by them that on parts of Vancouver Island, conditions for salmon are very poor. Now, if there's anything positive about what this drought is doing, some farmers say that because we had such a terribly wet spring, the farmers couldn't even get on their fields until very late this year, so they were able to eventually get their crops on the ground. What this long spell of dry weather is doing is allowing to get those crops off. Mi-jung?
Thank you, Michelle.